What? Is he about to just change everything about Five Nights at Freddy? Generic control in the Dr. Goes. We're back with some more Game Theory FNAF videos. Today we're doing FNAF Golden Freddy Never Existed, which is kind of hilarious because like a couple weeks ago, probably over a month ago, I was like, did Golden Freddy even real? I had no idea that this video was actually coming up, so it's actually crazy that I asked. I think it was actually all the way up here with the, is Golden Freddy really in security breach? And I was like, is Golden Freddy even real? And that was before this video was even on the screen, which is just crazy to think about. You can check my reaction to the last one, which has not gone public by the time I'm recording this video. I'm recording this video on August 4th. You can check my reaction to that video, though. I'll leave it right up there. Also going to be linked down below in the description. Also going to place my channel with all my other Game Theory FNAF videos going in chronological order. We are approaching the end of the Game Theory FNAF videos. I know he's probably going to drop a couple new ones now that the Ruin DLC has come out. I'm not really sure how accurate that is. I don't know anything about the Ruin DLC. I just know that apparently people really like it so far based on your comments, because I do read every single one of your comments. Leave them down below. Also shout out to the patrons because they get the videos there a little bit of paywall on the channel. I'm completely against paywalls. I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay, and it's all a one-man show. I do all the recording, all the editing, every single thumbnail, and I read every single comment as well, even when I was away for an entire week like I'm about to go on. Actually, I'm leaving in 12 hours. 12 hours from now, I will be in a car going a very far way away for an entire week. The longest break I've ever taken from YouTube. All the videos still going to be dropping, which is like 16 videos? Yeah, 16 videos. Actually, technically, there's going to be 19 videos, I think, that drop, which is just crazy to think about, but every video is still going to go live just as if I wasn't out of town, which is crazy to do. But let's go ahead and jump to Golden Freddy. It never really existed. Or I guess it's never existed.
Everything we thought we knew about FNAF was a lie. That Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy
they're not real?
were never possessed. That the bite of 87
then what are they?
never happened. Heck, that the bite of 83 never happened. What if I told you that William Afton didn't die because some spirits harassed him in a back room because he got careless and wet? What if I told you that Golden Freddy never existed? You would all think that I was crazy, right? That after
you are crazy,
covering
Matt.
the series that I'd finally lost it, or gotten so desperate that I needed you to throw it all away and start again for content. But I assure you, I'm still here, totally sane, or yes, as sane as I've ever been.
No, that's a lie.
Suspecting that some, maybe even all of the statements that I just made are 100% true.
How,
so
though?
open your ears and listen to what I have to say, because once I'm done, none of us will look at this franchise the same way.
Is he about to just change everything about Five Nights at Freddy?
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where am I the only one that hears that weird humming sound?
No, I hear it.
It's coming from the subscribe button. Can you help me smash it? Oh, thank goodness.
Becky, let me smash.
Insane. Huh, what's this small disc that
No, the illusion disc.
Probably not important. Today is a big day
I was playing
Usually I'm here
Sister
to get
Location.
details
Linked in
from
the description
the
on my
book,
birthday.
or trying to solve one very
saw
specific
that.
part of the franchise's history, or reminding you that robot kids do in fact exist and Gregory is one of them. But this episode has a wider scope.
Some people don't like that.
It touches literally everything released in the franchise thus far. I don't know if I agree with today's theory or not. I don't even know if I like today's theory or not. Scratch that, I do know. Kind of hate it and what it means for the franchise. But regardless of whether you agree or disagree, love it or hate it, I am asking you to keep an open mind about it, because this one feels important. And the implications of it, if true, would certainly result in the biggest shakeup for the series since the conclusion of FNAF 6. Today, I'm asking you to take everything that you thought you knew about FNAF
and throw it out the
1,
window.
2, 3, and 4. Possessed animatronics, the crying child, the missing children's incident, the entire existence of Golden Freddy. Take all of that and burn it to the ground. Maybe not burn it. We've seen that tends not to work. Take it all and put it through a paper shredder or something.
Does that even work?
None of it matters.
Wow, you're shredding the paper clips? Wow.
But before I explain why, I have to tell you that brand new holiday theory wear.
Oh, let's see how there's gonna be an ugly Christmas sweater.
I might not be the hugest fan of the implications of today's theory. I am the hugest fan of the merch that we've got lined up for you.
Which are they usually drop
addition to my rainbow of jackets.
Might be expensive.
You guys know at this point that I love me some bright, colorful jackets, right? You may also know that a couple years ago I partnered with Creator Inc. to make my own ideal jacket. Vegan leather, zips on the pockets to keep them secure, a special interior pocket that's a little bit larger to fit a tablet or a Nintendo Switch.
Overall, who carries a tablet on them?
Bright,
if you don't have like a small child.
And I gotta say, we hit it out of the park. It is indeed my favorite jacket.
It's vegan leather, so it might not be that
expensive. The thing that I don't like about it is that it's only one color, and I want to be able to wear any color I want at any time I want. So this time we remade the jacket in a beautiful, vibrant turquoise. It's a color that I always wanted in jacket form, but could never find in a store. So
don't you hate that?
We just went out
just like me in tank tops. There's
so
like no
your collection, my
good-looking
friends.
tank
Gotta catch
tops.
'em all. Matte
Like-
pack color jackets. Yep, that
like-
didn't fit in the cadence at all. Or, you know,
There's
maybe you
zero
prefer your
jackets that
with
are
a
like,
bit more
or tank tops that are good.
lore. Well, if you need a jacket that screams, I love puzzle solving, get ready. We've got the next installment of our
which
puzzle
is-
jacket
Oh,
line
been
as
another
well,
one of
the
these?
Quest Jacket Volume 3. It's not just a jacket,
Start
it's an
race?
experience. Basically, this thing is an escape room that you can wear. Complete the puzzle that's built
We
into
can't
the
reveal too much
various
of the
parts
jacket or the
this
puzzle
and
be
you
spoiled?
win yourself
Oh.
a special prize. The Quest Jacket is
Wait.
something that was created
What?
by us. We are the only
You're supposed to
people
buy something
crazy
you
enough to
don't
make a
know what it
wearable
looks like?
item that is also
That's a
series
tough
of
ask.
puzzles
I wonder how
and
those sold.
lore.
I was
In
about to
fact,
make
we
this
reached
video
out
go
to a couple
live.
of factories and they outright told us, no, we will not make this jacket for you because we are asking them to print things in places where you don't normally print. It is just
yeah, well, they
very
probably don't have the
complicated to
machinery.
make these jackets. There's a reason we're the only people to do them, and I think you're gonna have a blast with this one because there's
they
even more
really
challenging puzzles to solve. And
I wonder
a
how
much
those
more
sold.
fashionable design, making this one more wearable than Quest number 1.
More
So, are
wearable?
you ready to uncover the mystery
Honestly,
of the galaxy? Good
the
luck.
first
Space
jacket was
Ace.
fun. I would
Believe it
wear
or
the
not, though,
first
we
jacket.
also
That's
have
a
things
sick
that aren't
design.
Jackets.
Throw
Like our
that on with some
4-channel
neck-face
candle
dunks.
set. Ever wonder
Whew,
what the
that's a
channels
match
smell
right
like?
there.
Probably haven't because,
Candles.
well, why would you? But dear viewer, smell-o-vision is finally a thing
Oh,
with these
God.
candles
Well,
themed around each of our 4 channels. We've carefully constructed
once
4
Five Nights at
signature
Freddy's done,
scents that
I'm
we
definitely
think
gonna do
really
other
help
game
encapsulate
theory,
each of the
poo
channels
theory,
perfectly. Screen
stuff like
Fiend,
that.
which smells like red plum and cinnamon, witty banter with
I
hints
think
of jasmine and
Minecraft
mint,
is one I wanna
mid-episode
do.
regrets.
Food
Very
theory.
familiar with that one, but
Food
it
reaction
smells
channel.
of beautiful sandalwood and my personal
Where I had my
favorite,
first
fresh
banana. There's only one video.
lore,
I'm
giving it
waiting
that clean
till I moved
aroma of linen. These
to do
candles
that,
are made
and
of
it's taken
soy,
longer to
which
do
means
that,
they
but-
burn clean and they also last for up to 40 hours.
follow me on
so
Instagram
if
and
your
Twitter, you
gamer
know.
cave is
You
starting
know.
to smell a bit too much like Doritos and Mountain Dew, these candles may
It
just
doesn't.
be your perfect gift.
I
Or
can't
if
remember
you
last
want
time I had a
another way to
Dorito
set some mood
or Mountain Dew.
lighting,
Oh, I
check
know
out
when I
our
had last time I had
Game
Mountain Dew.
Theory Plasma Orb.
It
We've
was
harnessed the power of
August
lightning and mixed in some game
2014,
theory
yeah.
to turn it into our signature green. When you touch it, you are gonna feel like a super
That's just kinda
powered
sick.
mad scientist.
Reminds me
And
of
this is
Spencer's,
a
but
big
sick.
boy. Lots of the online plasma orbs tend to be small, but nope, we went with
Teeny.
the jumbo size here, so you are harnessing a lot of lightning on your desk. Anyway, these are just a few of the
I wonder
items that
how
we
did-
got going
how
on.
did those
There's an
even
awesome
work?
blanket, lounge
That blanket
pants,
was
a
sick.
t-shirt hoodie. There's even a
T-shirt
FNAF
hoodie.
NASCAR jacket and a lava lamp. I did that thing where I said yes to too many merch ideas, but gotta be honest with you, I
That's
love them
expensive.
all so much. Oh, and also there's some
'Cause
film
that stuff's
theory
not made
merch
to
in there,
order.
too. It's kind of cool, I guess. But all of it
Kind
is
of
waiting
cool?
for you
They have a
down in the
rivalry or
description
something?
below, and you better do
Well,
it
I'm an
quick before I
Xbox,
decide
so-
to retcon it all out of
I had somebody
existence.
comment on a
Speaking of
video the other
retconning,
day
back in 2019,
saying
we
I
got the release
lied.
of Five Nights at
I'm
Freddy's
watching this
Help
on a
1,
Switch.
otherwise known
I
as
lied about
FNAF
not having a
VR.
Switch, 'cause
game
I'm
that,
watching this
to
on a
this
Switch.
day, ranks as my third favorite from the franchise. On one hand, it was looking forward to the next phase of the series by introducing a new villain, Glitch Trap. But it also had its feet firmly planted in the past, a culmination of everything that had come before in a very literal way, by collecting
Yeah.
the first 3 games and turning them into VR experiences. It really felt like an inflection point for
VR.
the series, a transition from the old
Maybe if
story
I have an
of the
office
serial killer in a
and I
haunted
can afford a
pizzeria
VR
to the new
system,
stories it had
I'll
yet
do
to
VR.
tell about the killer living on through technology.
Also gonna start
But
Resident Evil
buried in
4
the game
remake
were
this
some
week,
lines that made
this
everyone
Saturday.
stop and go,
Yeah, on Twitch.
huh? Right at the top, we got this moment.
We know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation.
Somewhat?
And while it's true
No,
that
you got
some
it, bro.
stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual
Loosely.
events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic. Lawsuits pending.
With the
Shows
lunatic shown on screen
Scott.
being, of course, a picture of Scott Cawthon himself. It felt like good meme fodder. A funny meta joke that also poked fun at Fazbear Entertainment papering over their bloody history. But then the game chose to double down. In one of the
Why'd it
game's
double
hidden
down?
lore tapes, we learned more about this lunatic spreading lies about the Fazbear restaurants.
They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer.
Rogue
But
indie
that's not
game
true at
developer.
all.
What a title.
Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. It's an elaborate
what really happened?
cover-up.
It was weird. It seemed like FNAF VR was actively throwing into question everything we thought we knew about the franchise.
So basically they're
lore.
saying
At the
he
time,
made
I
it
went
up.
on the record to say
Okay.
this. If FNAF VR's tapes are to be believed, pretty much everything we know could all be thrown out as
That was an
complete
old video.
fabrications. The long story short here is that FNAF VR, in making
So
Scott part of the
basically,
Fazbear
they're
cover-up,
saying
is
that's
the
his story. There's
franchise's
another side
way
of the story.
Rebooting the story. It's explicitly telling us that everything we've known up to this point is wrong. It's a distraction. And that's largely where the community left it. It was a bit of a weird call for the series to disregard everything that had come before, but honestly, it would have been fine. Here's the old
people have
original
accepted
story
that
arc with the first 6 games, and here's the new one moving forward. 2 separate story arcs told within the same universe. Fine. Until Security Breach came out. Suddenly, Springtrap was a key player again, and we were exploring the burned remains of the FNAF 6 location. And the idea of the first 6 games being the crazed ramblings of a hired lunatic were largely forgotten as we were thrust yet again back into the story of the Aftons. Business as usual, only this time, there was music.
Oh god, a giant music man.
So that was pretty much the status quo for the past year.
And there's
but
Gregory.
then, in late September, the unthinkable
This video
happened.
is
We got
8 months old.
book.
Okay.
I know.
Another
I know.
one.
I said the B
Also,
word.
somebody
I'm
asked
sorry, but
why
stick with me,
I've
this one's different. You see,
reacting
this
these
one
videos
delivers
a
on the
year
hope that
old.
we've had for
I'm
the
going in
books from
order.
the
I'm
very
doing this
beginning,
like
that they would take small moments
a
from the
year.
games and expand upon them to bring more clarity. Care to guess what moment from the games they chose to expand upon? The story of a rogue indie developer hired by Fazbear Entertainment to create a series of games covering up the company's shady past. And if there was any lingering doubt as to how this story fit into the games, the title was none other than Help Wanted. I'm about to summarize what exactly happens in the story, but the TLDR of it is exactly what we predicted back in 2019, that everything you thought
thrown
you
out
knew
the
about the
window.
franchise is dead.
There's-
Just not exactly
I really
in
hope
the way
that's
that
not
we
the
thought,
case.
and it suddenly changes everything about how we should be approaching this franchise moving forward. In the story, we follow a character named Steve, an indie game developer stuck in a dead-end job while working on
wonder
a quote,
if that's supposed to be
quest-based
based off of a
game
real
featuring
person.
cartoony chipmunks. Now, what could that be a reference to,
Chipper and
Scott? Just like
Sons?
we hear about in FNAF VR, Steve is contacted by Fazbear Entertainment to create a series of games in order to help rebrand the company. At first, he turns down the offer.
Why?
Not the company to take no for an answer, Fazbear then sets up an elaborate plot where they catfish Steve into a date with the woman of his dreams. During the date,
How do they know
he
what the
passes
woman of his
out,
dreams
only
is?
to wake up and find that suddenly he's married to the woman
And missing a
suffering
kidney.
from severe memory loss. This happens a few more times, waking up to discover that he now has children, or
What?
that the house he lives in is being foreclosed.
Oh?
In desperate
Wait, it
need of
wouldn't
money,
say
he
for
contacts
sale.
Fazbear
Maybe-
Entertainment
it'd be an
and starts
auction.
making games for
Maybe.
him.
I don't
4
know.
games, to be specific. All the while, a constant ringing is
Illusion
happening in his
disc?
ears. Bit by bit, he becomes more sleep-deprived and paranoid.
Hey, that's me!
Which then feeds into his
I've
games.
edited 25
At night,
videos in the
he's
last 3
haunted by
days and made like
night
30
terrors, horrific
thumbnails.
monsters that keep
And
popping
recorded
out of
and
the walls,
streamed.
which only pushes
And
him to
read
work
comments.
harder. And throughout it all, the ringing continues to build, rotting his brain. Eventually, Steve discovers
Please
what's going on.
subscribe.
The high-pitched sound that he keeps hearing has been creating illusions used to gaslight him. His house is a
Gaslight.
series of blank rooms. The night terrors, amusement park jump scares coming out of the walls. His beautiful family, robots with plastic faces and wheels. Their physical description actually sounds a lot like the staff bots. Steve is then given a choice of going back to the miserable real world or returning to the happiness that he felt inside the illusion.
Oh,
He
God.
chooses the illusion, giving his robot wife a hug, who then stabs him to death. Oh,
What?
also there's a DJ on the radio called DJ Dan, the Music Man.
Is it really?
It's not important to the lore, it's just for the memes. It is a super
Is it
sad
actually?
story. It's also in no way a tale from the Pizzaplex, considering the place isn't mentioned once. But more than anything else, it's a story that confirms some of our greatest fears
Illusion
about the franchise.
discs,
First and foremost,
which I never
illusion
liked the
discs
idea.
are now officially
Yeah,
a
people
thing
told
in
me
the
it was
games.
actually
If you
a
don't know
thing.
what illusion discs are, then good for you. You clearly avoided reading the novel.
You talked about it in video.
However, not so lucky.
I
Basically, these things
don't
use
like the
high-pitched
idea of
noises
them.
to trick the human mind into creating intensely
But
real
apparently they're
illusions
real.
of things that aren't really there. A robot appears exactly like a human. A pizzeria is more decorated than it actually is. Characters turn practically invisible on camera. These are all ways that they've been used in the books. But
Help
up
is on the
until
way.
this
I don't
point,
believe
we've
you.
never had a reason to believe that they were in the game universe. The only time that I've suspected that they might be a thing in the games is this scene from Sister Location, when we remove a random flashing disc from Funtime Freddy's chest. It was just speculation at the time, but now, going back, listen to that scene.
The chest cavity
Yep,
should now be
I
open.
did that thing.
Remove the power module from the chest cavity.
Why is that a power
Great
module?
work.
You hear it? The buzzing? That humming is only present in scenes
That
where we're directly
part was so
interacting with an
difficult.
animatronic in close proximity. Just saying, there might have been
They
more
all have that
evidence to
sound?
suggest that these things were actually in the games earlier than we thought. But hindsight's 2020. With this new story, we know it's valid technology. And that has huge implications for things that we see throughout Security Breach. Like when we hear high-pitched ringing and have distorted vision anytime Vanny runs
Why?
past
Because
us.
an illusion?
Why Glamrock Freddy apparently can't see Vanny until he gets Roxy's eyes. It's all much more likely now because she's using illusion discs. It may also play into the
How did she
mystery
even
of
get
who
a hold of
Patient
that?
46 is. In Retro CD number 15, we hear this clip.
I have this still shot the text pulled from the security footage that recorded you in the Pizzaplex. That's you, isn't it?
Maybe.
I know this image is distorted, but I think it looks like you. You're talking to someone. Or something. They almost look like rabbit ears.
One of the consistent features of the illusion discs is that they distort or blur any images that appear on camera. We see this all throughout Fourth Closet. So the fact that the still image and the distortion are directly being called out here in the CDs indicate that Patient 46 may also be hiding behind an illusion disc. Who knows? If my guess was right and Gregory is meant to be Patient 46, that could be why he's appearing all blurry here in the camera shots from the DLC poster. Admittedly, that opens
I don't
up
know.
can of
That's
worms
true.
and contradictions that would merit their own discussion. Like, why would he be clearing all these other pictures? I'm just tossing it out as something for us to chew on. Much more importantly, though, the Help Wanted story confirms that FNAF 1, 2, 3, and 4 are canonically video games within Freddy's fictional universe. They were created by a hired gun who, I'm so okay with that. Did not be familiar with the events that happened at Freddy's. Quote from the story: "It took a few seconds for the name Fazbear to ring a bell, but then Steve remembered the kids' pizza places that once had been wildly popular, but had suffered a downfall after a variety of criminal allegations."
Which is why they hired him to make games.
Steve didn't remember how many. There was weirder stuff too. Stories about paranormal events and that kind of nonsense. Steve doesn't actually know the stories and events that took place. He doesn't remember how many kids died. He doesn't believe in paranormal activity. He is an unreliable narrator, which therefore puts everything in those first 4 games into question. He knew rumors of paranormal activity, so he created possessed animatronics. He knew about murders, so he put in minigames depicting kids being murdered. As for the facts, though, he cannot be trusted.
So why'd you add the puppet?
The story tries to make it crystal clear that FNAF 4 was largely of his own creation, born out of the torture that Fazbear was subjecting him to. As his hallucinations get more nightmarish, Steve starts seeing monsters literally appear out of the walls. One of them is described as follows, quote, "It was the head of something. It was small but bulbous and vain. Its large eyes almond-shaped with cat-like pupils. It lunged forward from the hole in the wall and parted its jaws to reveal a mouthful of sharp-looking teeth. Its pointed tongue darted out like a snake's when it sniffed the air." This moment isn't just to show us Steve's torture, it's to show us the influence that it has on the games that he's making. Look at the description. Does it remind you of anything? A character with cat-like eyes, a long pointed tongue, sharp teeth, who likes to pop out unexpectedly.
Nightmare?
It's Nightmare Foxy from FNAF 4. Look at this picture from the teasers leading up into the game, especially the long pointed tongue. Who else pops out from the closet, from under the bed, from behind a TV in that game? Foxy. The book is spelling out for us why that game is so different, why it's no longer a game about Fazbear Pizzeria. Because the torture became so much that the story had shifted from being a Fazbear story to being a Steve story. 4 games, 1 story. It's the clue that Scott gave us a long time ago during a live stream after the release of FNAF 4. At first, I suspected the line was all about dream theory, that all of it was happening in the nightmares of a child.
Well, I mean, it's
right. Then it shifted to the 4 games being about one family, the Aftons, as their kids grappled with the sins of their father. And I think that was also right. But now it's changed once again. It's now 4 games about one new story, Steve's story. The story of a game designer that was being gaslit by an evil robotics company. I gotta hand it to Scott. It's actually impressive how many times he's been able to make that single phrase describe the same set of 4 games. It also means that Scott gets to have his cake and eat it too. He gets to make those first 4 games the equivalent of dream theory without it actually being a dream. Oh, was the puppet referred to as a he in FNAF 2? Steve didn't know. Were there 5 victims? 10? 15 in that first set of pizzerias? Don't know. Steve's just making his best guess. But most importantly of all, it means that anything that doesn't physically appear in or after Sister Location and beyond is suddenly cast into doubt. And when you think about it, that includes some major parts of the lore. For instance, we know that Michael Afton is in fact a security guard for Fazbear Entertainment at some point thanks to the security log.
Are things even real?
Sister Location in FNAF 6, we know that he ends up getting scooped and dying in a fire. Sister Location also proves the existence of Elizabeth Afton and how she got scooped by Baby. But the third Afton kid, Crying Child, he's never been mentioned in any other game other than FNAF 4. I've made theories suggesting that he's the other spirit communicating with Cassidy in the survival logbook, but you know, that's just speculation because I assume that he existed. In FNAF
Why would the video game developer
there's reason
make
to believe
the
that he's the one who broke out of the house, considering that Mike in the chair says he's had a hard night, but again, that is pretty weak evidence. Honestly, the closest we get to having physical evidence of his existence is in Security Breach's post-it room, where there's a dinner scene made up of 5 staff bots that appear to be simulating the Afton family. And one of those 5
doesn't have a head.
missing its head, which we've assumed represents the crying child getting chomped. But all of that evidence only
Chomped.
stands because the
Phoenix
crying
Wright.
child was thought to exist thanks to the first 4 games. Maybe that's why we've never actually gotten a name for him, because he was never meant to exist in the first place. And so Scott purposefully hid the name in order to allow the 5th Afton child's identity to remain anonymous, ready for a big plot twist when it turns out that he has another child, maybe a daughter, maybe called Vanessa. It's speculative as all heck, I'm just throwing it out there as a consideration. Henry and Charlie are definitely in this universe. We see Charlie's death and possession of the puppet thanks to the minigames in FNAF 6, so that's all confirmed. But the missing children's incident where 5 kids were murdered at the FNAF 1 location? Unclear. It's likely that it happened, considering that in FNAF 6's Lorekeeper ending, we see 5 gravestones with 1 on a hill, the 5 missing children's incident victims plus Charlie, the 6 victims of William Afton. It's the same thing with Princess Quest. To move forward in the Princess Quest minigame, you have to light 6 gravestones. So it seems like those 5 murders happened, but then the extra 5 dead bodies that we see appearing throughout the FNAF 2 pizzeria? What about hearing that the pizzeria is getting closed down in the tapes? Even less clear. FNAF VR's main ending proves that William Afton is still the main killer in this universe, and that he definitely stuffed kids into the animatronics. However, whether those kids go on to possess the animatronics is up for debate. Without the first 4 games being officially canon, we don't really have any evidence for their possession. But perhaps the biggest ripple effect
Dude, imagine finding out none of this was real.
Heavily suggests that Golden Freddy may never have existed. That's right, my favorite clickbait yellow boy may not actually be a thing in this franchise
Error
at all.
404. Golden
Consider
Freddy
this,
not found.
Golden Freddy, while seemingly this super important piece of the lore to the franchise, hasn't shown up in a major way in any recent titles. He's only ever shown up in titles with questionable canonicity, like FNAF 1, which is definitely not canon, Custom Night, which is Afton's personal hell, and FNAF AR, which isn't really canon. And if you think it is, then both Shamrock Freddy and Chocolate Bonnie are canon.
Don't like that.
That could possibly be
don't
true.
like
but
that.
in the main games, nothing. In Sister Location, his name is used in a Custom Night challenge. In FNAF 6, completely absent. And in Security Breach, sure, there's a golden Glamrock Freddy that you can collect, but there's a golden toy of every character.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that counts.
In fact, I think Security Breach was outright trying to tell us that Golden Freddy has never been a thing. Of the dozens of collectibles that you can find throughout the game,
there's no
figurines,
Golden Freddy.
Sweaters, 4 of them actually seemed important. 3 posters from Fredbear's Family Diner, and an even older one from Fredbear's Singin' Show. The Singin' Show is, I don't know, man, it makes it look like the next game is going to be a crossover with Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Oh, God.
But the Fredbear's
He's
Family
done videos
Diner
on that,
ones are
hasn't
the
he?
ones
I know
that
nothing
wanna
about
focus
that
on now.
game.
Look at these things. One of them has the golden Bonnie with a purple bow tie, just like you'd expect. But the other 2 show us a brown bear with a black hat and a black bow tie. And you see, that
he's not very
is a
golden.
huge detail. Up until this point, we've been under the impression that there were only 2 mascots at Fredbear's Family Diner, Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy. In FNAF 3, we see a Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy performing together on stage. Similarly, in FNAF 4, we see Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy again. It was always those 2 together, with other characters like Foxy and Chica not showing up until later. So why then in Security Breach would they show us regular Freddy as the one on the Fredbear poster?
Because there is no Golden Freddy.
Is Fredbear. It's everything that we've been talking about today. Our evidence for Golden Freddy is all founded upon the original 4 FNAF titles,
which might not
by a guy whose
canon.
brain was slowly turning to mush. But when you actually stop and
Just
look
like
for the
Matt's
physical
brain
evidence
at
of
this
who
point.
Fredbear was in the games that are still considered to be canon, all we get is a brown bear. Golden Freddy was never real. He never existed. I know, it seems wild, but it actually helps answer a lot of questions that we've had about Golden Freddy throughout this franchise. First off, his wildly inconsistent appearance. In both FNAF 1 and 2, he appears gold with a black hat and bow tie. But in the FNAF 2 minigame showing Charlie being killed outside Fredbear's Family Diner, the Freddy we play as is brown with a black hat, more similar to the Fredbear that we see in the posters for Security Breach. In the FNAF 3 minigame that apparently shows us Fredbear's Family Diner, he goes back to being gold with a black hat. But then in FNAF 4's minigame, he's shown to be gold with a purple hat and bow tie. His appearance has never remained consistent, which could make sense if these are games being made by a guy
he
who's
just
under
learns that he's
extreme
gold.
duress. If
The
Golden
only thing
Freddy
consistent is that
isn't
they're
around, then
golden.
Who could have done the bite of 83? Well, it could be that that never happened. We've never seen a gravestone for Crying Child after all. If Golden Freddy doesn't exist, then where does Cassidy's soul reside? Well, again, we still don't have any proof that the original missing children actually possessed any animatronics. All their souls may have just moved on or been immediately immediately converted into Remnant. Cassidy only really appears in Ultimate Custom Night, so either their spirit is attached to Afton's like Andrew's is in the Fazbear Fright series, or it's just William torturing himself over the memory of this one child that he murdered in cold blood. Long story short, I still haven't
does he regret it? I doubt it.
All this, and I'd love your help working through it, because this revelation about the first 4 games being games demands a whole new way of looking at the series.
Wild.
The ripple effects of this revelation are huge, and casts even more doubt into stuff that we thought that we knew about the games. I mean, with all the new books and games and revelations that we've had since the release of Security Breach, I've been meaning to do a state of the lore video for a while, just to make sure that we're all operating on the same page of what is true and what isn't true. Because at this point, it's hard for even me to keep track of what we've proved, what's only speculation,
That's true.
all of that. And after episode
I really wonder what his
that
notes
sort of
say.
video feels more important than ever. So keep an eye out for that one in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
I'm back
I'll react to it
researching
next
FNAF
week.
from square one. And I thought we were done with the scary season. But
The scary
at least
season.
while I'm pulling my hair out, I can look good doing it thanks to my new Game Theory merch, which, just as one final reminder, is linked down in the description of this video. So grab yourself a jacket, a hoodie,
it's supposed to be like
one of the
a
other
Jeff
jackets,
Gordon jacket.
a plasma ball, one of the other hoodies, one of the other jackets. We got a lot of jackets and hoodies right now. Anyway,
and I don't think our stuff is that crazy
multiple
expensive.
of those items before they're all gone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go hide under my new Game Theory blanket. Just the thought of revisiting all of this lore yet again is making me have nervous sweats. I guess I'll see you all next week, unless I decide to stay under here forever.
Next
but
week.
Hey, that's just
make several tears by going friend and say he doesn't exist. Oh God.
Thanks for watching. And hey, if you want to go back to a time when we thought we knew the ins and outs of this franchise, click here to watch our previous timeline on the series.
Well, I've already reacted to that.
Before Fazgoo. Or if you're in the mood for horror game lore that hasn't been entirely retconned yet, why not click the video on the right where I predict the story of Poppy Playtime
my
Chapter
friend
3.
Montana streamed that.
As always,
I rated her,
see you next week.
It looks absolutely terrifying. Next week's video is going to be, you're going to hate this. I don't know why I'm going to hate this. I don't see the puppet, so as long as it's not the puppet, then I'm fine. But I don't know if this is true or not. Is everything fake? Is the first 4 games not real? Is the puppet not real? I have no idea what to think about this. I look forward to reading your comments, though. I will have read your comments by the time I react to the next video. I know because I've been out of town and whatnot, because I had to get ahead on recording videos. Because I do this all myself. I don't have an editor or anybody to make thumbnails. I do all of that myself, and I still read all the comments, and I still stream 4 times a week. But this was FNAF Golden Freddy Never Existed. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you back for next week's video as we are approaching the end. But we're definitely going to have some more game theory stuff, or food theory or whatever, or game theory. I said that twice, like Minecraft theories and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. I look forward to it. I hope to see you there. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing